While many look to developed countries such as the United States, Canada, Russia and the UK for migration in the West, here in Africa, it's South Africa. Since the end of apartheid, there has been an influx of immigrants into South Africa, many hoping to start a new life. That dream of a new life has been interrupted time and again by these xenophobic attacks. And this is a scenario that plays out. Aggrieved youth hiding under the cover that immigrants have taken their jobs and are participating in crime, destroy businesses and livelihood. But the main opposition in South Africa, the Democratic Alliance, says the root cause of the recent rise in xenophobic violence is the ANC government's failure to create jobs and to equip the people with necessary quality education and skills to gain employment. Director at the Rights, Education, Empowerment and Development Center for Social Change, Vuka Igoroje, also blames the spate of attacks on government's failure to fulfill its duties towards the people.
The issue of wealth distribution, it's not very proper in South Africa. The minority whites, I don't know if they are white or brown, I don't know how to use it, forgive me, they still control well over 80% of the economy, okay? And that leaves the blacks with few options and few choices.
The government, however, refuses to acknowledge that the feelings of xenophobia exist.
That is a debatable point, whether South Africans are xenophobic. I don't think you would have the numbers that you have of foreigners. And I don't think you would sit for years and years without any pass out if South African was xenophobic. In the majority of cases, only when there are such incidents where people take the law into their own hands, and generally people who come from outside because they don't have places to stay, etc., and also the kind of employment they have.
Nigerians who have borne the brunt of recent attacks began immigrating to South Africa following the end of apartheid in 1994, when South African businesses sought for professionals to immigrate. As of 2011, there were at least 24,000 Nigerians living in South Africa. But studies show the ill will began shortly after that, due to a rise in organized crime in Nigeria, with fears they had begun to be exported to the new country. Despite recurrence of attacks over time, it appears Nigeria is yet to decide on firm diplomatic response to express displeasure.
Like you said, in the past, proper investigation have been done. And over the years, once there is this attack and government does proper investigation, people are prosecuted, maybe some of these external forces like these politicians are prosecuted, it will create the same way of deterrence. And deterrence is the only way.
Illegal immigration is clearly a problem to South Africans, but there are legal means of dealing with the problem. Rather than angry youth taking the laws into their own hands, Nigerians in South Africa call for more decisive action and pray these attacks will surely be the last in a country they've come to call home.